Hey guys, welcome to Concordia On Air.
Coming up on today's show.
In news, travel to Guatemala.
Top story, we'll get to know the candidates.
In sports, Cobber women clinch another playoff spot in the MIAC.
Remembering Houston on A&E.
All this and more.
Stay tuned. So hey guys, we're here today for our show, obviously.
I'm Maggie,
And I'm Dylan, and we're your hosts for tonight's show.
and it's a special show tonight because we have the SGA
Candidate.
representative candidates here.
Yep.
We have 4 of them, and
Later on in the show,
we'll have a
discussion with
and
them.
like an open forum to discuss their
like a table,
discuss
discussion.
like their possible policies and
different things like that. So you guys will get to learn all about the different things that they stand for.
yeah, it'll be really
That'd be great.
exciting, and it's a really good opportunity for the candidates to kind of make themselves known to viewers like you.
The public. So basically that's what's going to be the main part of the show. So we don't have as much time as normal to talk to you guys.
I
So
know you must be really sad.
very sad. And we didn't get to do a craft like we had planned, but that's okay. This is much more exciting. So yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're done.
So we are going to move it on
to
to the next.
Welcome to the top story. Hi, I'm Scott Severson. Today, we're going to give you an inside look at the Student Government Association, better known as SGA. It is the official representation of the student body here at Concordia. Student government leaders are elected or appointed to various positions and work on a variety of issues. SGA is responsible for gathering feedback from students about life on campus and representing student concerns to college administrators. Within this organization, it established its own constitution and bylaws. Historically speaking, the SGA Constitution goes back to an original creation date of September 18, 1962. In the election, each candidate has a platform of goals that promote their beliefs and how to enhance and improve Concordia College as a whole. We will be discussing these topics in large in our town hall meeting segment, which will be coming up shortly. Right now, let's take a look at the candidates. For the seat of president and vice president, we have 4 teams, starting with, and in no particular order, Cole Cantos and Annie Mackner. Cole is from Waupaca, Wisconsin, majoring in healthcare administration, political science, and Spanish. Andy is from Pelican Rapids, Minnesota, majoring in biology. Then we move to Meg Hendrickson and Colin Sullivan. Meg is from Yankton, South Dakota, majoring in philosophy and political science. Colin is from Brainerd, Minnesota, majoring in psychology, Spanish, and sociology. Kate Engstrom and Jacob Amos. Kate is from Rosemont, Minnesota, majoring in political science and psychology. Jacob is from Stillwater, Minnesota, majoring in finance and economics. Chris Bankin and Brett Hogginson. Chris is from Blaine, Minnesota, majoring in vocal music education. Brent is from Plymouth, Minnesota, majoring in political science and music. These are the candidates running for the 2012-2013 president and vice presidential election. Now, let's take a look at the class representatives that are running as well. AJ Eckberg, he is running for sophomore rep. AJ is from Minneapolis, Minnesota, majoring in art and political science. Ethan Glover is running for junior rep. Ethan is from Coon Rapids, Minnesota, majoring in history. Levi Bachmeyer, Levi is from West Fargo, North Dakota, majoring in social studies education. Kristen Owe is a senior rep, and she's running for senior rep. Kristen is from Tempe, Arizona, majoring in biology. Arthur Gutnick is also running for senior rep. Arthur is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, majoring in biology. Be sure to read about each of the candidates and their platforms at cord.edu, and don't forget to attend the upcoming events. And most importantly, don't forget to vote. Coming up, what you've been waiting for, the 2012-2013 Concordia's Student Government Town Hall Meeting.
Closing the news, I'm Sam Ronstadt.
And I'm Maddie Campbell.
The Habitat for Humanity trips over spring break have always been a highlight for many Concordia students. This year, another option has been added for students who desire to make their experience an international one, as Habitat for Humanity will be traveling to Guatemala from May 12th to the 20th. For students who wish to learn more, please attend the interest meeting Sunday, February 19th from 8 to 9 o'clock in Ivers 386, or contact the International Trip Coordinators at hfh@cord.edu.
The Fargo Forum reports that a Fargo man is recovering after setting himself and his car on fire in Hillsborough. Police Chief Ray Weber and 2 sheriff deputies noticed a Chevy Blazer stopped right in front of the Traill County Courthouse. As one of the deputies tried to talk to the man, he shut the door and appeared to light a cigarette and dropped the lit lighter to the floor, reported the Forum. Ryan Harstead, age 34, was then taken to the hospital with burns on 37 to 40% of his body.
Local authorities are searching for 31-year-old Terry Higdom, who violated his parole after being convicted for terrorizing ex-girlfriends. The Fargo man pled guilty last February and was sentenced to 1.5 years in prison for committing a felony and 2 other misdemeanors. In 2008, Higdon was given a 3-year sentence for terrorizing an ex-girlfriend. Then in 2010, he was accused of threatening an ex-girlfriend's family if she did not have Thanksgiving dinner with him. Higdon told police that he was high on methamphetamines at the time. The U.S. Marshals Service now lists him as the most wanted in the region. For this reason, do not try to apprehend the suspect. Please call your local law enforcement agency if you have any information. Now let's check in with Yao and Hannah for sports.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Yao Bodum.
And I'm Hannah Johnson.
Welcome to sports. The Concordia men's hockey team won their first in 6 games on Saturday, beating Hamblin 2-1. Oh, sorry about that, wrong error. Anyway, the Concordia men's hockey team won their first in 6 games on Saturday, beating Hamblin 2-1. Trent Johnson and Michael Benedict both scored for the Cobbers. Chris Diamantis came out with 23 saves in that game. The Concordia women's hockey team also came out with a win against Hamlin, 3-2. The women are now 12-4 and 3 in the season. Jenna Wistrom and Abby Taft and Madison Gurdow scored goals for the Cobbers, outshooting Hamlin 52-15. Both men and women teams will face St. Mary's on Saturday.
Concordia women's basketball lost to St. Thomas on Saturday, 53-44. St. Thomas out-rebounded the Cobbers 43-23. Alex Lippert scored 11 points, leading the Cobbers scoreboard. And it is the Cancer Awareness Think Pink game tonight going on right now in Memorial Auditorium against Gustavus. The game is dedicated to Leanne Miller, former Cobber basketball player who was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. T-shirts and wristbands will be sold in support of Leanne and her family. Support the team and Leanne by wearing pink at the game tonight.
Last Saturday, our Cobber men faced off against St. Thomas at their home court. In the beginning of the half, our Cobbers would take the lead, but that lead would not last long. For the Tommies would make a good comeback in the second half, making them ahead 53-52. Sadly, the Tommies would also make a 9-0 run in the final minutes in the half, giving them a win of 62-54. The next game is tonight at Memorial Auditorium, 7:45 against Gustavus. Come and cheer for your Cobbers since it is their last home game. And now we head to A&E with Emily and Miranda.
Thanks, Yao. This is A&E, and I'm Mariah Moen.
And I'm Emily Duvier.
This Saturday, February 18th, Jade Presents in Fargo will be hosting the Snowstorm Music Tour at the venue at the Hub. Beginning at 7 p.m., T-Pain and Gym Class Heroes, along with other special guests, will take the stage by storm, performing some of their greatest hits such as Whatever You Like and Stereo Hearts. Tickets are still available, so if you're looking for something to heat up your winter, check out this sizzling new event.
Is everybody ready for a Fargo Moorhead Rave experience? Because 2 days from now, on Friday, February 17th, Concordia College is having a tri-college dance party event. This is going to be one for the books. 5 DJs, awesome lighting, and not to mention free glow sticks. Could this event be any better? So clear your calendar for the dance party above all dance parties at Concordia and go to the Drop Dance this Friday from 9 till 1 in the Centrum. And on Saturday, February 11th, the world was in shock as they heard about the beloved singer Whitney Houston, who passed away at the age of 48. This Grammy-winning all-star was found dead in the bathtub of her fourth-story hotel room in Beverly Hills. While police do not have any suspects, foul play is suspected, and they're not quite sure what the cause of death was, and are still investigating. Meanwhile, the music world mourns the death of the powerhouse ballad singer, whose hits such as I Will Always Love You can never be remade. Now, let's see what Scott and the SGA candidates have to say.
Welcome. This is Top Story, and actually, Scott from Top Story. We're going to have a little in-forum segment here that we're going to have, and we're going to be talking to. This is actually the town hall meeting that we're going to have to actually get closer up with these candidates. Today, we have the presidential candidates here, all four of them, and we're going to be going through each of them and kind of giving a little bit of understanding what their platform goals are and helping get a better understanding of where they're going with it. So welcome, guys. How are you?
Hello.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Well, let's get right into it. Why don't we start it off by just you giving us a little bit about yourself and telling us who you are and your name, and go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Cole Cantos. I'm from Waupaca, Wisconsin. I'm triple majoring in healthcare administration, political science, and Spanish. Both my parents went to Concordia, so that makes me a second-generation Cobber. And my running mate, Andy Mackner, is also a second-generation Cobber, with both of his parents having gone here, too.
I'm Kate Engstrom, and I'm from Rosemont, Minnesota. I'm majoring in political science and psychology, and I'm here because I love the environment of Concordia, and I just absolutely love the students here, and the body of the school is just very friendly.
Hi, I'm Meg Hendrickson. I'm a junior from Yankton, South Dakota, and I'm majoring in philosophy and political science with a minor in Spanish. I'm at Concordia because I toured all the schools, and this one was my favorite. I had a wonderful tour guide, so I'm here, and it's really become a home away from home, as Matt Hansen said on his postcard.
Hi, my name is Chris Bankin. I am a junior from Blaine, Minnesota, and I am majoring in vocal music education. Why I came to Concordia? I came to Concordia actually as a last resort, which is ironic to a lot of people who don't know that. It was not my top school, but I came here and I called it a hidden gem because I ended up falling in love with it the first day of orientation. It completely changed my whole perception on Concordia, and I would never, ever go to any other school.
So there it gives you a little bit of a little flavor of who they are and where they come from. And also, we're going to go and get right into it right now. Cole, I got a quick question for you. On your platform goals, you had about 5 of them, if I'm correct. And one of the things you talked about was the increased alumni networking and relations topic you had. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you kind of where you were going with that?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for asking. First of all, with the role of the student government president, then they serve on the Alumni Networking and Relations Board. So as a result of that, they're in the perfect position to be able to network with alumni. And I'm not sure who attended the Fuel the Fire conference, but the luncheon that had 50, 60 alumni at it, that was a student's favorite part, or at least that's what I heard. And in the fall, we had an event during homecoming with students able to interact with alumni, and students really like that whole activity and that whole idea. So we hope to have more sort of these events, and the student government president is in the perfect position to be able to make these events happen and simply connect students with these alumni in this sort of field and career that they end up going into to get a foot in the door, so to speak.
Excellent. And Meg, I'm going to turn it over to you. One of your platform goals, you talked a little bit about the reevaluating of the core curriculum. Can you tell them a little bit about exactly what your substance was in that?
Definitely. Yeah. When we talked to a lot of students, some of their main concerns happened with kind of the core curriculum. And as Cobbers, we all are very familiar with it, at least if you want to graduate. So I hope you're familiar with it. And basically what we want to do is kind of meet the administration in the middle. Sometimes there's not a whole lot of transparency about what the goals of the core curriculum actually are. So for instance, there's people that go study abroad for a semester and get 4 credits, but then that doesn't count for their global credit. And there's kind of a disconnect. So we want to kind of start conversation with the administration to kind of meet them in the middle so that they can kind of help students out to be a little more flexible without also undermining the goals of the core curriculum itself.
And one of the topics I hear abroad in the on Concordia is the one topic about eliminating intervisitation. That is a hot topic on this on this campus. And can you tell us a little bit about where you're headed with that intervisitation topic, please?
Definitely. As this year's executive assistant, I've had the opportunity to lead the intervisitation committee, and we've submitted a proposal asking that elimination restrictions be absolutely just abolished. And we're really excited about that. I just got done with a meeting with the Student Affairs Committee on that, and we're making really great progress. And basically why we have this in our platform this year is because although we really hope that we won't have to take this issue any further, if it does happen that we can't come to get rid of intervisitation this year, we'll continue to fight for this. And I've had a lot of experience in it, so I know that I'd be the right person for that job.
Thank you. And over to Chris. Oh, there you are. One of the topics I know is when I come onto the Concordia site, I always have a little trouble with finding a parking spot. And so I always wonder where the best parking spot's going to be. So I know that is one of your guys' topics, your platform goals that you have. So can you kind of elaborate on the parking part of it?
Oh, definitely. I think all 4 of us here actually participated today in a discussion with the Moorhead public officials on what exactly they have planned for parking around the Moorhead city, the Moorhead, how it can affect MSUM's campus, how it can affect our campus different ways. For our platform, we were looking at it doing a little bit more of internal work. It would deal with rezoning some of the different areas, some of the ones that are not as highly populated, to accommodate for some that do have a ton of certain parking permits. Right now, currently, Hoyam and Livdalen are the ones that have the most parking permits of any space, and yet they have one of the smallest lots for each other. So we're having a lot of people try and figure out a different way to where they're going to park. Some of them are going to the streets, and so we don't want that. We want to try and figure out a way that maybe we're getting rid of some of the Fjellstead area or just accommodating more for Brown, different things like that. Another thing that we really are pushing for is express parking, and that is certainly right now what we do is kind of what we have in front of the bookstore. Right now we have 2-hour parking there, and just kind of looking at more different areas to put that. So putting it in front of, let's say, Lorenzen, or if they are in front of Lorenzen already, just kind of making sure it's enforced more, because that way if students who live off campus need to come and visit the registrar's office, different things like that, they don't have to park in the commuter lot and then trek 10 minutes in February to get to the registrar's office.
Okay, excellent. I'll have you keep the mic there. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to have all of you give an answer on the question that I'm going to ask you. As you guys all know, we have a new president on board here at the Concordia College, and I actually did get to have an interview with him, and he's an excellent. I couldn't say it was a great honor just to meet him, and for that much. And so my question to you guys is that how is this new president going to impact on your platform goals? How do you think the interpretation is, having a new president and bringing these new goals to the surface?
Well, Dr. Kraft is a great man. I had the privilege of meeting him this summer when he first came here, working at the admissions office as a student ambassador. And so we got to kind of form a little bit of close bond, which is nicer for dealing with different situations. For my platform, I would say, in a sense, I don't want to push too many boundaries. I want to get things done, but I want to make sure that Dr. Kraft is comfortable as well. And having his personal views on certain situations has been really nice, because then you can kind of see what he's open to, what he's open for discussion, what he will endorse, what he will support, things like that. It's always good to have a fresh perspective. I really like to say that. And I think that Dr. Kraft brings a lot of energy and a lot of great creative new ideas that weren't always here before. And so with his new innovative ways of thinking and the ways of using our platform, I think we can do a lot more interesting things for Concordia's campus.
Excellent.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Chris. I think that the Cobber community is blessed to have Dr. Kraft. I think one of the big things that he's done this year is really reached out to student groups. He's had multiple meetings at his home so he can meet, him and his wife, and they've really reached out to a lot of different students. And I think that'll really help with our platforms because that's exactly what we want to do as well, especially with our Recognizing Student Success. We really want to break the boundaries of people getting into kind of their little bubble and only know what's going on in the music world or the sports world and kind of open that up across campus so that everyone knows what's going on everywhere. And I think he's really going to help us just kind of in that method to kind of reach out to all students. We want to know what's going on in campus just as much as he does. So I think that collaborative effort to really get students involved and knowing what each other are doing, then I think he can really help us with that.
Excellent.
As a lot of people know, Dr. Kraft is actually from Luther, and Luther has sustainability on almost every level of their college, and that's something that we know that Dr. Kraft will be a great help with. The sustainability plank that we're working on is something that a lot of students would worry would cost a lot of money, but we want to find ways that the school can get better, even on the smaller levels as well. So we don't intend to spend a whole lot of extra money being sustainable, but we can do so many things that are just environmentally friendly and that we can learn from the example that other schools such as Luther have set. And so Dr. Kraft will be the perfect person to talk to about that.
Excellent.
Yeah, I too think Dr. Kraft is a great guy, and I would welcome the opportunity to be able to work with him. And I think now is a better time than ever for some new sort of platform issue to be able to be implemented with Dr. Kraft being president, simply because he's coming in here. He has this whole different perspective, and he wants to change Concordia for the better, so I guess that would make it having progress for Concordia. So I think the platform goals that Andy and I represent are definitely consistent with something that Dr. Kraft would be open to. A couple of them directly address some sort of issue that he's already brought up, some sort of idea that he has and he wants to increase. So simply because he's new, I think it's a great opportunity to be able to work with him and say, these are new ideas, let's continue to move Concordia forward.
Excellent. You know what, and Colton, why don't you go ahead and grab that and keep that. Here's the next question I'm going to ask you. All of you, of course, got a vice president that's right next to you. So, and the president is only as good as their vice president too, as well. The combo. So tell me a little bit about Andy McNair is your vice president. Can you tell me a little bit about Andy and how you got to know Andy?
Yeah, for sure. I had first met Andy freshman year. He was living in the dorm my sophomore year, his freshman year, excuse me. He was living in the dorm right across the hall, and we were kind of able to interact in that basis. And then earlier this year, I was kind of like saying, hey, I might run for SGA president. What do you think? And then he's like, yeah, I'd definitely be interested. I'd be dedicated. I'd be a great running mate, and I'd help you achieve the individual goals. We can definitely work together. And I know that he has a very professional presence as well and is able to interact with the necessary people to help achieve exactly what we set out to achieve in the long run.
Excellent. And Kate Jacobs, you're your side guy, right?
Yes.
You want to tell a little bit about Jacob?
Sure. Well, I've known Jacob for most of the time I've had here at Concordia because we were clubbies, and we've worked together on a lot of different things. He was a member of the intervisitation committee that I led, and we also are working together on the drop this Friday, which hopefully everyone will go out to, because Jacob does on-campus DJ work, he's in mock trial, and we met in debate as well. So we've had a lot of time to work together, and I just noticed over the 2 years that I've known him so far that he's a really hard worker, and we have a lot of the same passions, such as intervisitation. So we're really excited to get working on this.
Excellent. And Meg Collins Sullivan, how do you say that? Is it Sullivan?
Sullivan.
Mm-hmm. I forgot the V on here.
It's all good.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Sullivan. Colin Sullivan. Can you tell me about Colin?
Yes. I briefly met Colin last year, and then it wasn't actually till earlier this year at the Concordia Choir callbacks that I actually realized who he was. And then I was like, oh, that's the kid. That's him. Okay. So then we got to know each other this year, and I kind of, like Cole said, briefly mentioned the idea of running, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So we kind of got together and kind of sketched out what we were all about, and we were on the same page for a lot of issues. He's a great guy. He has a lot of experience with a lot of different groups in campus, whether that be also working on the interpretation committee or helping with safe space training, choir. He's also a member of the speech team. So he just has so many skills that I've just been having just a great opportunity to have him work with me, and we're really both very passionate about what we're kind of fighting for, and so we bring a lot of talents and skills to the table together.
Excellent. And that leaves me with you, Chris, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Brent Haagensen. Did I say that right?
Hagenson.
Hagenson.
So you were close.
I
I'll
knew
give
I
you that
screwed
one.
up.
I'll give you that one. It's a hard one.
Anyway, and so give me a little flavor of Brent and how that relationship all took.
Well, I would consider actually Brent the left side of my brain. Where me, I like
Cool.
to be a little more creative. He is my stable rock. He has all the decisions. He just is someone I need to confide in with everything. So we work extremely well together. I have never had a problem communicating with him on any certain issue. The nice thing about us is we have different viewpoints on different things. So he's a little bit more conservative in his fiscal ideas, and I am a little bit more liberal in those certain senses. And I think this collaboration will be really nice for us to kind of work together on what we think exactly could be done here at Concordia's campus. I met Brent freshman year. I knew him actually before we came to college here and certain choir things, but freshman year he was our section leader in Mentor Corps our freshman year, and then this year he's actually our current section leader of the Concordia Choir as well, and he also has experience being in SGA right now. He is the student liaison, and so we met this is how the discussion came about, is just throughout the year, just being a part of SGA, we've seen a lot of different great things that have been done this year, but also a lot of improvements that could be done for next year. And so Brent and I talked together throughout this year and just decided we have a lot of different things that we want to put out into effect for SGA, and we really hope that we have the ability to.
That's awesome. So, the one question, all of you guys are great. I got to know just a little bit of you now, just the short time we did this. But everybody, of course, believes that their team is the best team, and everybody believes that, I can do the best job for this position. So, I'm going to start over with you. Actually, we'll start with the gals this time. And Kate, why do you think and believe that this is the best choice? Why do you think you are the best choice?
Well, I think it comes down to a couple different things. The first is looking at the platform of the candidates. Are the goals something that they have experience in and things that they've actually accomplished things in? And are those platform goals things that line up with the student body's interests? And also I think because Jacob and I have been working really hard on creating change, and we have the experience of creating that change, and we have a solid teamwork down and ready to go for the next year. And I think that's going to create a really great just a really great atmosphere for creating that change that's in our platform for this year.
Excellent. And Meg, you?
Yeah, I think Colin and I kind of bring a fun amount of quirkiness, but also hardworking, that we kind of want to keep things fun and keep students engaged, but we also obviously want to be very serious about the issues. I think that kind of our main slogan as students first really applies to all of the planks within our platform, and we're really just here for the students. And I think that's what's kind of been lost a little bit in past years, is that, the fact that when we went around for our petitions and had people go, oh, what's SGA? That's a problem. And so we want to have more town hall meetings. We want to have the comment box in a place that people can actually see it. And through our passion and the skills that we bring to the table, I think that we can really work hard to make those changes.
And Chris?
I will go ahead. Well, obviously the first thing is you have to be really great looking. That just makes the best team.
Wow.
Very modest too. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, I think Brent and I bring a flavor of, again, like Meg said, quirkiness. We want to have fun with it. We want to enjoy our time here at Concordia. It'll be Brent and mine's senior year. We both want to just make Concordia the best place that it can be. We have a lot of different ideas and an extensive platform that will allow for a lot of meaningful work to happen throughout our team. And we are encouraging everyone to look at each other's platform. I can personally say I've looked at everyone's platform on here. Whoever wins this race, it's going to be a great team. Everyone here is so talented, and ultimately it'll come down to what the students really just agree is the most particular team that they find that they can connect with the most. I think that you should find someone who's personable, someone you can feel appropriate to communicate with and talk to, because that's the only way your voice is going to be heard, is you have to really be able to put yourself out there and approach them and say, hey, look, this is a problem I have with Concordia, or this is something that I could see could be better. How can we get this to happen? and then that's when the process of communication and the process of development can happen.
Awesome. And Cole?
Yeah, when Andy and I were kind of consider running, we realized it would be contingent upon developing a good platform that we thought would be beneficial to the student body. So then after that, kind of we got right down to work and looking at our 5 different planks. We've had all the necessary conversations about every single issue, so we know that it's feasible and it's something that can be done, and we hope that it's something that the student body likes, and if not, then they can talk to us and we can definitely change something and work with that. So we have the experience and kind of the whole knowledge base and everything behind us, so I just think for that reason and the fact that we can actually do what we say we're going to do is a reason you should vote for us.
And the next question I have is, how do you feel about your commentator? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The guys back here, they're like, what? I'm kidding. No, we concluded with the 2012, 2013 candidates. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that for coming in. And that wraps it up. And we're going to be heading over to where are we heading? The host. That's right. We're heading to the host. Host, take it away.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Be sure to
thank
check
you so
out
much.
ConcordiaOnAir.com.
Yep, and don't forget our YouTube channel.